other like I know the back of my hand.
So true. They played against each other 100 million times.
100 million times indeed.
Yep.
Okay, and here we have him in the bottom left. It's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Cure. He's one of the most terrifying Korean Terrans.
And in the top right, it's our guy. He's still in GSL Season 3. It's Solar.
Yeah, representing onside.
And yeah, the Raider, we do have some plans for number 100. So sit tight. It'll happen. It'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So Cure, who, again, looks so good. I mean, what? He won GSL Season 1?
This year? Yeah, or was it Season
last
3 last year?
Might have been Season 3 last year. But yeah, I mean, it's rough because I look at Cure and I'm like, he's a great player, but my brain doesn't automatically go GSL champion Cure, and it's not fair to him. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he needs to do.
I think it's because it was almost like a numbers game that he won GSL.
Oh, interesting.
Like, he was good enough to win GSL for a long time, but never, like, the favorite, in a sense. And then he rolled double sixes. Or maybe double fives. Because who did he beat to win the GSL? He beat Zest, was it?
In the finals?
Yeah.
Let me find out. I got this. Yeah, it was GSL Season 3 last year. And in the finals, he beat Zest 4-2. So he had to defeat Trap and Zest and Parting. So in the playoffs, he only played against Protoss players.
That might have helped.
And then in his group stage, he had matches against... He 2-0'd Dongregu. And he defeated Dongregu again. So, yeah. So his TvZs were against Dongregu, and then he defeated Protoss the rest of the way. Interesting. Interesting path. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, sometimes matchups are all that matters, and sometimes you get super lucky with matchups, and sometimes you get super unlucky with matchups.
Mm-hmm. And he's pretty darn good at preparation, like the GSL that he won. So if he wins, like, say, for example, he gets a bracket that he's going to be up against 3 Zergs or 3 Protoss or 3 Terran, there's a decent chance that he could win it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's... Any of these players. Fantastic. And yeah, they're talking about if you're logging in with your Google account in Matcherino, then your real name might show up in things you don't want it to. So I just log in with Twitter. I mean, we've talked about this before. There are 17 different ways you can log in. And if you log in in something that's Twitter or Battle.net or whatever that doesn't use your real name, then you have less of a chance of it getting spread out.
I promise you guys, though, one thing. No one cares what your real name is. I don't. Falcon doesn't. Blizzard doesn't. The guy who's listening right now in the NSA doesn't.
And the FBI. I'm just saying, it just takes one crazy person to be like, I really want to take down LaughNgamez. And then suddenly your name back.
Don't say that. And I just gotta preface it by saying, if there's a crazy person who wants to go, all you gotta do is ask. I'll meet you. I'll meet you in the parking lot.
By the flagpole. Queen down!
After school. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, drone's going down. Queen going down. Nice push by Cure. Very odd push by Cure.
Unupgraded Marines, man. They're not the worst unit in the world.
They might not be upgraded, but they still got guns.
Yep. Still got guns. That's the trick. Oh, did your stream die?
It looks like it. It says we're not dropping any frames. That's the weird thing.
From my end, it's toast.
Yeah. I apologize if the stream is having issues coming through, guys. Cure's going for another push. Yeah, it's weird. OBS is saying that no frames were dropped at all, so...
We back. I'll have you back. I got the dancing duck.
I got the dancing duck, too.
Alright. It's trying real hard.
Refresh again.
Ah, I'm back without a refresh. Nice. All right, so strong attack pushing in here into Solar's third base.
Oh, there's 5 mains. Can he target them?
Oh, what a god. One hit, but it brings all of his Marines down to like 5 HP.
Yeah, that one Baneling was clutch for Solar. That was the clutch Baneling.
Yeah, that one Baneling splash knocks all those Marines down into the red. And it's like, okay, now. Did we miss? You might have missed a little small, like, 6 Marine attack that killed a couple drones and, like, a queen. And it's just been Cure kind of going nuts with small groups of Marines with varying levels of upgrades. That time is probably over. I think Cure's going to stop doing that. He's going to send them with medevacs now. Maybe go for a drop, get some upgrades for those dudes. I don't think these little early incursions have done a lot.
No, let's take a look at the units lost here. 48 lings for 31 Marines. Jeez.
Yeah. Not ideal.
No, definitely not.
Lair's coming in. Getting that Baneling speed is going to be of the utmost importance here from Solar. He's got his 4th base on the way. Where the heck is Cure's 3rd? What's he doing?
Does he not have a 3rd yet? There it is.
Oh, okay, good. He's making one.
Yeah, it's a ways away, though, so...
It is. It is a ways away. Does that drop into the main
Oh,
base?
maybe this can get some damage done. Solar doesn't see this one. Oh, he's repositioning the queen, so he's sniffing it out.
And that's fine. Yeah, 3 drones, whatever. Sorrel's cool with it. Oh, Google login life lesson. Yeah, so log in using like Twitter or Battle.net or something that doesn't have your real name on it, and then the Matcherino won't have your real name. And we talked about how nobody cares who you are, and then I said, well, like, I'd really like to harm this person. If I knew their real name, it'd be easier, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea to keep it hidden. Maybe don't go nuts about it, but maybe don't go out of your way to make it available either. Your stream just died?
It did die again, unfortunately. I'm not sure what the best thing to do here is, because it's just like we're like I've had like a little lag spike in game and then a little lag spike on the stream, so I can only assume it's my ISP. Who, by the way, just decided to up their fee because they felt they deserved more.
Without giving you anything else?
Yeah, they said, oh hey, we need to charge you 1.5% more for credit card fees.
Wow. Not cool.
Go ahead and use one of the other ISPs available in Canada. JK, we have a monopoly.
Good luck with that, sucker. Tank hits on queens are amazing. Nobody's listening to us. Come on. Oh, Duck is back.
Duck is back. Yeah, it might be one of those things that ISPs do maintenance in the evening. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll try rebooting after this game.
Okay. Yeah, we're back. It's like tanks are firing on queens, and here comes Solar rolling down. Yeah, these tanks are all gonna die. No saving those guys. No picking up tank evacs in this version of Starcraft. And is Solar gonna keep going? Dude, he feels like he's got this. Yep, forces a pickup. And then he's gonna run into the 3rd base. Yeah, the 3rd base is in so much trouble.
He's got a tank there. Kier should be able to hold on here. His supply is actually still pretty decent. That's a lot of lings from Solar, but the damage done is minimal in the counterattack.
Wow, how are there only 2 dead SCVs there? That's nuts. And then Kier says, oh yeah, you overextended. I'm a counterattack. I can kill you.
And then Solar will push his attack back, and then he'll say, oh yeah, you overextended. I'm going to kill you.
It's going to be the yo-yo.
Alright, second tank coming on in here for Kier. That's going to get sieged up, but I don't know if it's going to live that long. Although this position is getting established here. Medivac's healing those Marines up. The 1-1 is really shining through here for Kier. He's pushing on in. Overlord's going to start going down to these Marines. Queen's going down as well. A few Banelings come in, but they are just nullified. The Ling's got a counterattack on those tanks, but it's not enough. GG. Kier takes game 1.
That's TvZ in a nutshell, man. Attack, counterattack, attack, counterattack. One of the counterattacks wins. That was great. Yeah, the +1 attack, like you said, was amazing. Cure trying to roll into that third base turned out to be, didn't work out for him all that well. And then, yeah, just didn't have enough banelings, didn't have the upgrades necessary really to do that either. So, well done for sure there. Cure takes game number 1 of this best of 5.
Do you have what the second map was with the blizzard lag my stream, sort of?
Yeah.
The chat cleared for me.
Wait, Tro? Why am I spacing on this?
Tropical, I'm guessing.
Tropical Sacrifice. There we go.
What do you mean you don't speak Korean English?
I do kind of, but there's only 3 letters. Sometimes it's dicey if there's new maps.
It's true. If there's 2 maps that have the same, like, starting 3 letters, you're like,
yeah. Come on. I mean, once the map pool's been around for a while, then I'm like, okay, yeah, 3 letters, fine, I get it. I know what you're talking about. But right now, it's a bit of a struggle. So this is Tropical Sacrifice, a very pretty map created by Legan. What a Team Liquid map contest. Control 3 bridges in the middle, or go a long way around the sides through bushes. I like how they give them, like, 15 words. Describe your map in 15 words, and they're like, okay, bushes, there's bushes there.
Bushes. Okay. Both players are ready.
Did you... Oh, late now. Did you want to restart your router at some point?
I figured since it's calm for a minute, we'll give it a go. I'll chance it one more game, and then if it lags out in this one again, we shall see. Because it seems to be fine now for the past few minutes, so...
Yeah, no, it sure does.
Here, let me see if there's anything I can close. I may kill your camera, which seems so redundant in 2022. Like, why would a camera cause fiber internet to lag out? But...
Well, it's not infallible, that's for sure. I wish it was.
I wish it was too. Feel like Qui-Gon. If only that were so.
Nothing can kill a Jedi.
I wish that were so. Nothing can lag out the internet. It's 2022. I wish that were so, my friend. In the bottom left, we've got Cure. Kerr.
In the top right, she's bright like the sun. It is solar.
Yeah, we really don't give Cure the respect that he needs, do we?
We don't. He's a monster, though. I don't know what it is.
It's like, oh, it's Cure. He's harmless.
Yeah, he's good. Like, he's an elite Terran player, but he's not Maru. He's not innovation at his peak, right?
He made a
He's not
GSL
AY.
finals, and then he won one, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
But then he's
Fine.
still Cure, so you know.
So it's like he's not one of the 4 horsemen. Is that what it is? Like, we created the top 4 Terran players of all time in Starcraft 2. There's no room for a 5th. So Cure's just left out in the cold. He just came around too late. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Anyway, standard stuff here from Solar and Cure. No proxies, no shenanigans. A Reaper's on the way. And everything is calm here on a Tropical Sacrifice.
Yeah, everything's calm. No proxy racks. Factory follow-up to the Reaper.
As you do. As is
you
tradition. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to do this speech about identity and hope it doesn't crash the stream again, but yeah, I don't think anyone's heard this yet other than LaughNgamez. So bottom line, yes, it really doesn't matter if the internet knows what your real name is until there's one crazy person who's like, I'd wished harm upon you. At that point, them knowing your real name helps them immensely with that goal. So yeah, I mean, maybe don't be crazy about keeping your real name hidden. Don't like obsess about it, but also don't make it easy either, you know? Kind of fall somewhere in between those two things.
Yeah. I agree.
That's how I see it. Alright, well, third base from Solar. He's not going to do anything interesting until the lair is done. Cure's not going to be super interesting until that starport finishes and we start getting Banshees or potentially Le Battle Cruisers.
What's Solar gonna do this game? Is he gonna do some weird roach thing? Why do I get the feeling of roaches? Is it the map layout?
This is a really good map. Well, I was going to say good map for Swarm Hosts, but this is a terrible matchup for Swarm Hosts.
Yes. I had the feeling like the Zerg's really gonna want to wall this top ramp here. So that's like,
interesting.
I'll make a roach warren, you know?
Yeah,
But-
like pretend like it's a ZVZ.
Uh-huh. Who knows, maybe he'll just go for the Queen Ling style.
Yeah, Queenlings, Banes, Spores, and the rest of it can handle itself, just drawn up. So it is Cloak Banshees.
In come them
And
Hellions.
Queen's body blocking. Oh yeah, 3 Queens body blocking is better than a wall. Because they can move down to protect the third base too.
Yes.
It looks easy. You're like, just swing around to where the Hellions are. I can tell you it's hard. As a Zerg player, like, I got Queens. And you're like, okay, I got to keep track of where the enemy is off the creep. And where they're swinging around and reposition my Queens. And you barely make it there in time. And it's super frustrating. And then you miss once and you lose 16 drones. Bad. Bad times. Overlord Scouts that we're working on Cloak for that Banshee. So detection should be really something we're working on right now, Solar. Yeah, starts a spore right on time. There we go.
He ain't no Sue. He knows when to build spores. Although, maybe he doesn't.
He's a little bit late. He's not as late as Sue was. He's still going to lose like 3 or 4 workers, but...
Come on, Kier. You see that spore ain't done yet. Get in there.
Oh, yeah. Find a spot where the spore can't bother you. Force the drones off the line. Good Banshee stuff.
Yeah, 4 is not bad. Then he's going to come in with a second Banshee. That is also cloaked already for some reason. Bit of a hotkey blip there, perchance.
Yeah, for sure. He is wasting energy on that one hardcore. Yeah, if you're going to get Cloak, you might as well make 2. It's like Battle Cruisers. If you get Yamato, you better have 2 BCs or more.
Yeah, you don't build Yamato off 1 BC.
Right. And Cloak's an expensive upgrade, so... Yeah, this is good harassment. It's fine. Pretty standard stuff. Nothing too game-changing either way. I'd say that Cure is reaching the bare minimum standard of harassment. You need to pull
The
on a
bare
Zerg player.
minimum.
Right? I think it's the bare minimum. I don't think he's really exceeding it all that well.
I agree.
Especially because these Hellions have killed nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, really. He's kept him alive, though, at least, but... How's it going back on Cure's side of the map? He's got that 3rd CC on the way. Solar, pardon me. I'm going to keep getting these guys mixed up all night.
They're S-name Zergs.
It's hard mode for casting.
Yeah.
Solar's already up at 64 drones, which is a pretty significant amount. Like, he can be happy there for quite a while, as long as he just defends off any further harassment, and I think he's pretty well situated to do that.
I think so.
Although, as I say that, 3 drones go down from the Banshees. Does he replace them? Yeah, he does.
Cloaking up again. Overseer slow. Can't catch up to those Banshees. Zippy.
Oh, look at this push coming on in here for Cure. Tanks, Marines, Hellions.
It's the 7-minute push.
It's the 7-minute push, although all of a sudden Solar surges forward trying to shut it down. Great retreat though by Cure, calling it ahead of time. Pulls back. But
So the trick is the Zerg player focuses on the tanks, but then there's a ton of Marines left over and no Banelings. But they're all pretty injured and the Queen count is heavy enough that Cure is not interested in pushing back in there. Maybe? Oh, he gets 2 Queens? 3 Queens!
yeah, that's
Okay, that's
deal.
way more than I thought he was going to get. Wow,
Okay.
that hurt.
All the while, Banshee's in the bottom right, working away on that 4th base. That's a very big deal. Looks like they will go down, or one of them will.
No, look at that escape. That's way better than we saw from Bjorn. You would have lost that Banshee. Good job, Cure.
R.I.P. Bjorn. Bjorn would be busy microing 2 Marines. Okay, drops down towards the...
And finds an Overlord, gets nothing done in the main, and finds an Overlord and supply blocks Solar. Fantastic.
Can he shut down the space? That's a big deal if he can.
Because there's an attack down to the... Oh, getting both those bases would be huge. He gets both of them. Humongous.
Yeah, Cure really giving it to Solar this series so far.
Cure, you monster. Pick up. Pick up. Whoa. Nobody dies. Everyone gets home. At least
happy
for
ending.
now.
Happy ending.
Yeah, dude, Solar's on 3 bases at 8.5 minutes. Cure's on 3 bases. Solar is in a world of hurt right now. Which is great. Picking off bases, getting some good trades, killing queens. Hydras are out, Infestation Pit coming in. Like, a lot of the things, and there we go. Hydra range. Like, a lot of things that Solar needs to really take control of this game are coming, but if he's only mining off of 3 bases, that's rough.
Yeah, it really is. It's so limiting for the Zerg economy. And look at this. The creep has been pushed back on the left and the right. If Cure can get a good push down the bottom, then there's really going to be no creep left.
Yeah, this creep spread is pretty anemic. Cure's been really active with that. Somebody in chat mentioned that Beyond needed to work on that. And yeah, Cure's really showing us how it's done. Back in the main base, you know, gets some trades, loses a couple Marines, calls it good. Cure's got little sets of armies all the way up and down the middle section of this map here. Just picking off creep where he can.
Yeah,
making sure no Ling run-bys are going to bother him either. He's making a 4th base now back home. Cure is, as the 4th base of Solar is now up in the bottom right. And his 5th is trying to get reestablished as well. Hives coming in. I don't know. After that really nice double base denial from Cure, I'm just not seeing a whole lot more work being done. But this, I think, is maybe where we join forces. Got 173 supply. Let's go kill him. This is going to be the attempt.
It really is tank sieging up in this position. Solar's going to try and get on it ahead of things.
Oh,
He's
wow.
going to get a lot of the tanks. In fact, all the tanks.
All of the tanks die. Not good.
Drop going on down towards the bottom right. Banshees are coming on in as well. They're not cloaked, however. Looks like Cure's being pushed back towards the north. How's this drop going to go on the bottom right? It's going to get a big amount of drones. Well, big in the sense that they're all pushed off this 4th base location. The hatch is going to be worked on, not picked off. Still a good bit of damage there by Cure, but maybe not quite as much as he'd hoped for. He really hoped that that was going to be the last domino to knock Solar over, though.
Ooh, that's a big unload in the main, but Banelings are coming. You can't micro there.
Yeah, Solar's standing fast here, absorbing the damage, really with as little losses as possible. Like, I'm not sure he could be doing a better job from this point on. Yeah, he took damage early on, but he's running a fairly tight ship at this point, defending that 5th, defending that 4th base. The drops in the main have been shut down. Well, Cure's got a 4th base on the way, but that's not exactly the most hasty 4th base, so the pressure's still going to be on him to get some damage done.
Yeah, Lurker Den about 50% complete here from Solar. Oh, free medevac, nicely donated. And a single Zergling trying to take on Command Center by himself. He's got big dreams.
I love metal, he says.
Ooh, Solar coming down the ramp again. It's like he's got teenagers in his neighborhood just knocking on his door and running away constantly. He has to come and chase them.
Have you ever had Nicky 9 Doors played on you?
Not on me. I sure did it when I was a teenager, though. All right. Blinding Cloud is up. Okay, very good. Once again, the tanks die, but when you have about 40 Marines remaining, suddenly it gets tough. Yeah. And this is where the Hydras alone aren't super hot here. Morlings are coming in. He's got to retreat entirely from this position. He's trying to throw up some Banelings on the high ground. Yeah, when you have 1 million Marines, it doesn't matter if you lose half of them to Banelings because you still have 500,000 Marines. Right. Is there... Oh, drop on the right side, too. I think that we missed that one as well. I've got a couple drones up towards that natural base, but again, nothing really too game-changing there at all. Yeah, harping back to earlier, it is a big deal how Solar has been able to keep the tank count low, killing 7 already this game. Like, the fact that these engagements he's taking are only into 1 or 2 tanks is a lot better than engaging into 5 or 6. So he's able to push back here again and again. This time it might be a little bit too forward, so he does turn around, gets the tank, pulls out. I like that. Abducting the tank so you don't lose as many Lings or Banes trying to kill the tank.
Yeah, Solar continues to keep taking good trades. He's running a tight ship still.
Big attack. Queens trying to hold transfuses, keeping each other alive. The Queens are alive. The attack is dealt with. A drop at the natural base again kills 3 drones, but does get shoved away back down to the south. I'm not sure if that medevac made it out or not. But either way, Adaptive Talon's coming in now that Seismic Spines is done. And we're just going to see lurkers here for the first time today. We've had, 4 or 5 TvZs already. No lurkers yet, but Solar is intent on making these things work. And again, it's a European strategy that the Koreans have decided to adopt as well. So yeah, 8 lurkers on the way at the same time is a bit of an intimidating sight.
Okay, drop down towards, or a waddle down towards the bottom right. Gonna be able to pick off this base. Shuts that down. That's good. Keeping the Zerg at least on 5 bases, which is not insignificant. Keeping that pressure on there, seeing as how the Terran's about to take his own 5th base, evening the bases up, which is generally favorable for the Terran.
Bad for the Zerg.
But then there we go. Here's all those lurkers moving on out on the map. Solar wants to turn it against his opponent. What's the ghost count? Not very high. In fact, it's 0.
Making 4. But that's the thing about lurkers. They're not defensive units. They are siege units, like the Broodlords, like siege tanks. Well, siege tanks are pretty good at defending, but they need to be offensive. So that's what they're doing. They're pushing right in here. They're going to wipe out this orbital, or at least force a liftoff. Tanks trying to join in. The abducting the tanks is great. Why are you bringing SCVs into an active war zone? I guess the lurkers weren't quite in range of that mineral line, and Cure knew it. What a boss. Meanwhile, Cure on the other side wipes out that 5th base hatchery for the 2nd time today. It's not a huge group of Marines, but they're pretty scary nevertheless. They're going to maybe boost up into the main, and then a drop into where Solar's trying to expand. Cure is everywhere right now. He's kicking butt and taking names. He's not getting game-ending type damage here, but he's definitely pulled Solar's attention away from his side of the map onto the Zerg side of the map.
Oh, getting that 6th base is a big deal, actually.
Yep.
As Solar's been on 5 bases, probably for about 5 minutes or something like that. Cure's got his 5th base up. Who knows, he might even throw down an extra orbital or 2 in a second. Solar really
needs to kill a base.
Yeah, he really does. He needs to get up his own base. He's trying to scare up this location here as, oh my gosh, Solar's actually only on 4 bases with losing this base as well.
Yeah, it's really problematic for the Zerg player here. Cure has just been a monster at defending and just trying to keep Solar's economy down as low as he can. Nidus Network on the way, so we might see some Nidus lurker stuff, which can be a lot more damaging than just the standard frontal assault lurker stuff.
Yeah, it really can. All of a sudden, the Terran can have a Nidus in the wrong spot that they're not ready to defend, and it can be game over. But in this case, Solar is going to need one heck of a Nidus Swarm.
What I've seen that was funny is, like, Raynor will just throw a Nidus Worm up in full view of everything in the Terran main. Just like, here it is. Come deal with it.
Yeah, it's not easy as a Terran to have your units in position all the time.
Not at all. So even if you're not hiding it as a Zerg, maybe it doesn't really matter. Medevac down. There we go. The 5 command centers at a time play coming in here from here. There's the Nidus again right in the center of Cure's main base. No problem. But attack top left side up at that 5th. Absolutely going to crush that one. That's a dead planetary without question.
Yeah, no repair going down on that planetary. Thankfully, there is another command center to throw down in that position, which is why, as a Terran, you always have an extra command center or 2.
Which is why he was building 5 at a time a second ago.
Exactly. Right. Just build more command centers than they can destroy. And, yeah, this is great here for Cure. Solar committed a lot to that attack. Resources lost really showing in favor of Cure. He's going to be... getting near that max base count. He's going to have 2 more to take. Solar's taking that middle base, but that's actually his base. His Cure's is arguably to the south there. So it's
Nidus Storm erupted and it didn't show on the minimap?
Let us investigate.
Does it only...
It must have gone down. Oh no, there's the actual worm. Oh, it's right in the center, that's why.
Does it only... Wow. Is it only highlighted on the minimap if it's in enemy territory? How do they do that?
Does it?
Because that I was looking at the minimap trying to see where it was. 'Cause I saw it under production and it never pinged. But it did ping the first one that was in Cure's main. That would be nuts if they were like, we're only going to go nuts on the minimap about it if it's a Nidus that's inside enemy base, right? I don't know how they would do that, though.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I have no idea either. Cure is attempting to secure up this
Nukes.
extra base here. Yeah, you're right. There's the ping in the bottom left.
Yeah.
But the other one didn't.
That's weird stuff, man. Phoenix of War, we got nukes in production.
Nuke, nuke, nuke.
Yeah, that Nidus room's not getting anything done at all.
If you're going to use nukes against a Zerg, Solar is the best one to do it against.
Huge attack coming up the ramp. Blinding Cloud catches 2 of like the 7 tanks here, but all the tanks are going down. Ghost running away to attack from a safe distance. They're the kiting champs, and again, the tanks die, but it's not enough to really break it because there's a ton of Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts left.
And resources lost is 15,000 difference between these two. That is not great for the Zerg player. Terran's army supply is much higher than that of the Zerg, and we see a Ghost moving out, looking to drop that fatty nuke. Let's see where it's going to land. Ooh, right on this location here. Is Solar ready? Yes.
Totally got spotted. Yeah. So not happening.
Another
Phoenix
base.
of War donated $10 before that happened. He is clairvoyant.
He knows.
Knows things before they happen. Bottom left. No. Oh, there's tanks in the main base now? Yeah, that's going to shut that down for a while.
As a Terran, leaving a tank in your base, not a bad call when it
Huge,
comes to Nidus.
really, really smart stuff.
Okay, here we take a look here. The Zerg player at a decent supply. He doesn't have that big of a bank though, so he definitely can't be throwing away his army willy-nilly.
Yeah, Morling Bane Hydra, Blinding Cloud stuff here. Tanks, again, are going to die. It's always just a matter of what's left over. That Planetary helping quite a bit. Oh, a tank survived that. Good snipes on the Overseers. Always a smart play there for sure. This is turning into a great game, Raider. You are correct.
It really is. We heard quite a bit of screaming there as a decent number of ghosts died. Another Nidus going down in that upper left position that actually killed off the base of Cure, so good damage getting done there by Solar. All the while, looks like there's going to be some counter damage done by Cure. He should get that hatchery, and he does snipe it before he gets on out of there.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Solar at all. This isn't a great map for getting extra base economies up on your opponent. I've seen Zerg struggle here against Terrans quite a bit since this thing came out.
Yeah, Solar is going to take this base towards the 10, 11 o'clock position. 11 o'clock. And that, if he gets that up, that would be a pretty significant deal, seeing as how he's also fighting for this 5 o'clock base.
Yeah, he needs both of these, I think. He needs both of them to work, I think, to win this game.
Yeah.
I love the Nidus coming up,
I do
blocking
too.
Cure's reestablishment of his 5th.
The Nidus and the Lurker there is great to see. Really delay his opponent. Ghosts do come in to deal with this, though.
Yeah. Free Lurkers there. Once again, Solar just crashing like a wave upon the beach. Tanks dead. Oh, more tanks set back here. Banelings don't want to be used to kill those. But they they tap the Planetary and then head up to try to take those down. Neither of that really works. Solar's undecided in that situation.
Yeah, that was a pretty cost-efficient trade for Cure there. Pretty cost-efficient. So
Yeah,
we see
51
Solar investing in cost-efficient units like Lurkers.
drone attack into an orbital command there. This the 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock base, whatever it is. A lot of trouble. Those are some fresh mules going down. That's a problem. That's going to slow Cure down a little bit. Neither player has anything of a bank to speak of at all. Both players are spending their money as soon as they're getting it. Another Nidus Worm coming up inside the main base. As the Raider says, I think Cure might just outlast here. That 5 o'clock base goes down. It's really hard for Zergs to defend this one. Did that Nidus Worm erupt? Oh, just did.
On the tank.
Yeah.
Here come Marauders, though, that popped out right as this happened, but they might not even be enough to clean this up. And ooh, cleaning up 7 lurkers in your base is not an easy thing if you don't have Liberators.
It's not. Liberators are key, and I'm not sure there are any on the map at all right now. The 5th base gets re-landed here from Cure. An attack coming up to this 11 o'clock, which Solar struggling to defend. A huge attack down south again. Just Solar trying to get the Terran away from where he wants to be here. Doesn't have enough. He just doesn't have enough to clear these spaces out entirely. The Ghosts do chase out the Lurkers, kill both of the Nidus Worms. 156 to 181 supply. Cure is up and looking good, and Solar just hasn't been able to get a really solid, thorough victory here today, and it's just adding up for him.
Yeah, it really is. He isn't out of this by any means just yet, but if he keeps on this course, he will be out of it. I mean, he's got this base at the 11 o'clock position, decent number of minerals, 12 o'clock position, decent number of minerals, and then this other base here, decent amount of minerals, so he's not in too shabby of a spot. He does need to saturate these gases, though. As he is playing just a very heavy mineral style.
I don't know. I wish Ultras were better, but they are just so bad. Oh, and the 11 o'clock dies, too. Yeah, I mean, the number of hatcheries killed here, I say this a lot. It's just a running thing that I do, but if you kill 10 hatcheries against a Zerg player, you pretty much beat them. That's usually a metric that is fairly safe to measure here. So, yeah, I mean, we're looking at 5 so far with a couple cancellations in the mix. We're not done yet. Solar's maxed out. Cure's maxed out. He's got more of a bank here, about 1,700 minerals and 2,000 gas, whereas Solar is just starving on both of those metrics. Ling's running into tank fire. It's a lot of chaos right now. Cure not quite picking up in that situation. Marauders eating Baneling hits, a beautiful thing that every Terran loves to see. And that 11 o'clock dies. The drones have nowhere to go. They're all going to be killed as well. Ling's counterattacking, taking down some tanks. Yeah, this is just really crazy all over the place right now. But Cure continuing to kind of sit on this bank. He can do an easier job remaxing his army than Solar can do for sure. Top left side, major attack going on from Solar. Trying to take down this planetary, bringing some Hydras in to make sure the floating orbital actually dies, because the Lings can't do anything about that. It doesn't even lift. And it goes down. Okay, all right. This is, I don't know, man. I don't know. Solar needed to hold on to both those bases, both that 5 o'clock and that 11 o'clock, and he just hasn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a way forward without those bases.
Yeah, both players kind of go on an eye for an eye here as far as killing off each other's bases, and that generally works out better for the Terran player, I feel. Solar, yeah, no bank to speak of. Cure, he can drop mules on the one base that he really has. In fact, it's not just one base anymore. He is securing up this this 7 o'clock base. 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock base. Although, in comes Solar, he's going to force the liftoff there. Cure got units in a good position to defend it. All the while, he's pushing on in towards Solar's side of the map. Going to kill off a big number of drones and this base, most likely. It's an eye for an eye here, as Solar's going to try and take it further in response, but it's not enough. GG, Cure.
Yo, Cure's such a monster. I don't know. I don't know why it's so easy to forget. You cast a couple of his games, you watch some stuff from him, and you're like, wow, okay, Cure. And then the next time it's time to see him play again, you're like, that's Cure. He's cool, I guess. So
he's cool,
amazing.
I guess.
He's cool, I suppose.
He's aight.
Yeah. Map number 3 here is... Where is my 3? Stargazers. No, map... Yeah, that's right.
Stargazers.
Second guessing myself there a little bit. Yeah, be sure to check out the Matcherino link. LaughNgamez just tossed it into the chat. So if you haven't done it yet, then please feel free to do so. You can log in with any number of 17 different ways you might log in. I use Twitter. You can use Facebook. You can use Apple and Google and Battle.net. And I think there's one you can use called Line.
Line. That's pretty common in Korea, I think. I want to say.
So not really North American centric.
Maybe it's Europe.
In other parts of the world.
I have used the Line like once, and I'm like, wow, this is just like texting with extra steps. But you know,
Microsoft Discord, YouTube, yeah. So we've listed every way you can log in here. It's pretty.
Your blood seamless. Type. Put that in, and they might let you log in.
Log into Matcherino with your blood type. Yes.
All right, so. This man, in the top right, he needs to pull it back. Otherwise, the streak of Cure dumping on him is going to continue.
Which is... Yeah, anyway. And... oh, did I lose your camera? Top left. It's our GSL champion from Season 3 last year. It's Cure. He might win this one, too. Who knows? He's still in it. I might win Season 3 2 years in a row.
Who's his biggest threat? Maru?
Yes, Maru's everyone's biggest threat right now.
Maru... What Zergs are left? Dark's still in there. So probably Maru and Dark. That's about it, right? As far as big threats to Cure.
He took down Rogue in the group stages and looked pretty convincing doing it. So, yes, those are his biggest threats.
No, he took down Dark in the group stage.
Did he do Dark and Rogue in the group stage?
No, Rogue wasn't in this GSL.
Oh, okay. I get Dark and Rogue mixed up sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's about it as far as the threats to this guy goes. Like...
Yeah, the Maru's a problem because TVTs are such clusters.
Maybe Byun, but is Byun out? Or I think Byun's still in.
Byun's in, yep.
Let's pull it up here. Bunny is looking pretty good right now. Hero. You got Hero.
For sure. Hero's a monster right now. Hero won last GSL.
He did. So I'd say maybe Hero, Bunny, Maru, and Cure are the top 4 favorites, but then also maybe throw in a Byun there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So, in other words, Cure's pretty good.
Yes.
When you list him with those guys.
He's the top Starcraft 2 dude.
He is an e-gamer.
You say yes.
That was a meme, by the way. I did not seriously call him an e-gamer.
Okay. Great. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I'm an e-gamer. E-gamer.
E-gamer.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Incredibly standard TvZ opening. Nothing weird here at all.
Wait a second, this isn't standard. This is a third, almost on location.
True, but on this map it's fine.
I like it. I like using this map like this.
Me too. I mean, I understand the whole argument for saving it for later in case you need it. It's nice having a new source of income you can defend, but I don't know. Just taking a third base early you can defend is also very nice. Reaper in the main base of Solar trying to do some shenanigans.
Yeah, I feel like on a map like this against an opponent like Solar, going for the easy base is a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at either way. I think it's fine. Reaper's still alive, man. He's doing great. He's having a wonderful time. He's bruised up a lot of these drones. These lings are hurt, so they don't really want to engage either.
Yeah, is he going to hit the natural in order to...
well, there's Hellions in there.
Oh, good Hellions.
6, 7, maybe 7. These drones escaping to the third are like, please don't come down here. Ooh, it's a fast liberator from Cure. Interesting.
I
It's not
like
something
it.
we see a lot. Yeah.
Losing just one of those Hellions for 6 drones is a big deal.
Yeah, that's one of the better trades I've seen from Hellions in a
'Cause
TvZ in
now
a long
now
time.
he's got 3 to go back in with instead of 2, and 3's enough to one-shot a drone, so that can potentially be compounding damage. The fact that he was able to keep one of those alive earlier.
Oh, I was gonna say, Reaper's still doing stuff. No, no, he's not. He's dead. All right. Fare thee well. Do you see that GeForce dropped their partnership with NVIDIA for distributing their video cards?
All I know is that GeForce is that thing that I click no, don't install when updating my drivers. So I'm gonna go ahead and say,
Sure.
cool.
Yeah. Fair enough. There are just several different distributors for NVIDIA video cards, and this Liberator's kind of being awesome.
Yeah, like they make like the GTX or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's other manufacturers like MSI and Asus and
Yeah.
Megabyte and stuff. But it's just funny. Every thread about it on Reddit today has been like, well, because GeForce was considered the best of them because GeForce had the best customer support, like the best return policies and stuff.
Oh.
And the other ones all have varying levels of like bad customer service. So everyone's like arguing about who the best one is now, but it sounds like nobody really is.
So it's just not good.
Not a good position for gaming video card enthusiasts right now.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that the best return policy is your credit card provider.
Yeah, probably.
If a company is ever being really bad, you can be like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel that payment.
The landed Viking denial over that base is pretty cheeky.
Yeah, that was
I
actually
like that.
sick.
He's coming back. He's like, oh yeah, I got Hellions now, sucker.
You want this base nerd? Too bad.
Too bad.
You're gonna try and surround my Hellions? Too bad. I'm gonna hide in these minerals.
I mean, they're all gonna die, but killed that second drone, so another drone has to be sent to this location now. That is really delayed.
Yeah, and Kier's been powering up on 3 bases, uncontested, since like the 3rd minute mark. So he's doing pretty good.
Yeah. Ooh, he's making Widow Mines and Medevacs. Widow Mine drops would be super cool.
Ooh, I would love to see that. An extra factory on the way as well. Also good to see from a Terran. There's the drop. Abusing the fact that there's this massive natural base here. Getting this creep, a real nice patch to take care of. Yeah, make sure to hit that one up, ladies and gentlemen, and check out that Match Arena link. Press the contribute button. Add more dollars to the prize pool. Two on the way for both players. Very even, but I do feel like Kier's had most of the control this game.
I agree. He's been the aggressor. He's been able to push and delay and deny bases, and Solar hasn't been able to do any of those things at all. But Hydralisk Den, bit of a repeat of the last game here. Down south, a group. Widowmine sticks around and picks up about 4 lings and gets picked up and saved. Okay, that was hot.
Yeah, that
was not easy.
That was pretty sick.
Wow. Yeah, like 90% of Terrans would have just lost that Widowmine for sure. Big marine attack in, picks off a queen, picks off a spore, and then gets picked up and gets out of there.
Infestation Pit is on the way here for Solar. So he's going to be trying to get up to that hive tech, potentially use the infestors. We'll see. That really is a Zerg preference thing at the minute, it seems. Knowing Solar, it's probably just to get up those lurkers.
Yep. Not really much of anything else of interest for him up there other than Adrenal and +3 attack, but yeah, creep spread getting a push. Kira's done a great job of that today.
Yeah, he really has.
TSL champ if you don't know how to deny creep spread, I guess.
It seems every time we're looking at Kira, he's cleaning up some form of creep.
Yeah.
push going through the middle there. For Kir, he's got this army to the bottom, then he's got the drop in near the main base anyway, and the main base is very undefended, so there's a lot of potential there for damage to be done. If he moves in, he's trying to control multiple things at once while also having his perfect macros, so it's not easy to do. He should really be moving in with this army soon, and there he goes. He uses the stim right away. That's one of those things you want to do. It just get those boys in there as quick as possible, and he does. Now chasing drones, going to be able to kill off the queen, potentially snag one of these buildings.
Ooh, Ling's coming in single file. There we go. Now there's enough to really cause them problems. The pickup comes in a little bit late. Kier's busy microing down south, dealing with more creep down here, more Ling surrounds here as well. But yeah, 3-3's getting started from Kier at 10 minutes. That's crazy fast. Remember when I was like, good job, Beyond, you started it at 12 minutes. It's 10.
That's the power of having a third base that's completely uncontested.
It's true. Wow. Okay, Viper's on the way here from Solar. Gonna do that blinding cloud stuff. I mean, this is a repeat of what we've seen Solar do this entire series. It really hasn't switched it up all that much. I guess getting lurkers was kind of different in the last game. I don't know if he's gonna do that again here. Maybe he might not be too encouraged by the results of the last match.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna go for, though?
Hydraling Bane Viper forever.
I think the Vipers really are the key here for whatever he's doing, but it's not going to be easy. He's going to have a lot of finesse when taking these fights. Ling's going in, looking for a wraparound. He does force the big lift off. Looks like we're having another second of lag here. I apologize about that. Okay, Kier's still going with these multiple drops, almost 12 minutes into the game, which is a big deal, and it's not something that's easy to do. Split your army the later the game goes.
Oh, pretty solid bailing hits there, but again, enough Marines left over to be a major threat, and those Hydras get melted as a result. And the Marines have an escape vector here, too. Ah, your stream just died again.
Yeah, I saw it died a second ago. Is it still dead, or?
It's showing dead for me.
Come on.
Drop at the 6 denies that one. This is bad. This is bad for Solar. Attacking the main base gets rebuffed. Enough Hydraling Bane there to deal with it. And we're back to the duck, so we're coming back. Nukes are on the way. Solar says, I'd rather not deal with the nukes, I guess.
Oh, good blinding cloud, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to keep this push going. This is a lot of Terran here for Kier. Solar's rolling on in, Bane's rolling in, Hydra's rolling in, but is there going to be enough steam? I don't think so. Now the Ghost can punish on the retreat with the snipes, and they do just that.
Yeah, resources lost here, 17,000 for Solar, only 11,000 from Cure. He's just doing what he's been doing this whole series. He's just been making incredibly cost-efficient trades. He's weathering the storms that Solar is bringing to him. And then he's counterattacking like an absolute monster. Nidus Network is finishing up here from Solar. Anybody want to play Duck Hunt? Good call, Phoenix. Hatchery getting focused, but there's so many Banes. Nice parasitic bomb. Catching those medevac.
Good pickup, though, by Kier, keeping those units alive, really relying on his tanks on the high ground, which are not going to be easy for Solar to deal with.
Nuke bottom right. Okay.
There's the mushroom.
And drones get pulled. He knows this is coming, but he couldn't find the ghost. Beautiful. Engagement up top side. At the same time, tank dies, but there's a lot of army left. It's 111 to 74 army supply. Lurker Spine's getting some free hits off there, though.
Is there going to be a scan to clean these up? A lot of those lurkers are injured, so it should be relatively easy for Cure, but they're just menacing enough to force him to retreat. Anitis going up at the 5th base as well. No planetary there, so good move by Solar.
Another nuke attempt. Ghost not happening. I was trying to take his backdoor base there, but didn't go well for him, and Kier's counterattacking into the main alt. More parasitic bombs. Ooh, Medivacs forced to split off, forced to unload, forced to get out of there. Units are dying thanks to those parasitic bombs.
Yeah, that was a great move there by Solar. He really has been using the Vipers well. It's pretty tough to say where exactly Solar needs to try and take this game, but he's doing a good job defending. Maybe if he can push this bottom left location and shut this down, that would be a big deal. As even Kira is starting to run out of bases, and that's usually something that takes the Terran a while to do. So
for sure. Did your stream die again?
It is lagging again a little bit. I am gonna restart after this game. I apologize, everyone.
All right. Sounds
Hopefully
good.
We'll be back in a second.
Nidus Worm trying to erupt here. Another nuke is on the way. That Nidus Worm gets shut down. Solar's trying to hold on to that gold base down south, but Cure making a pretty terrifying march that direction. Another Nidus Worm coming up in the top left while we are posing to defend. Blinding Cloud. Couple of these tanks are going to die. There's a lot of Marine Marauder Ghost remaining there, though.
Yeah, that was a lot of Banelings for Solar that went down to clean up just a little, so he's got to abandon this location. He's got the Lurkers in the main base, which are a big deal. There's really nothing to help deal with these.
Yeah, we said that in the last game, and then a bunch of Ghosts showed up.
Let's see.
But
Are
Cure
the Ghosts going to show up, or are they just...
Cure just continuing to push bottom right? No, he's pulling back. There we go. The Ghosts are now coming in to deal with the Lurkers inside the main. This group of Marine Marauder is pretty big and scary, but that's a lot of Lingbane Hydra Lurker too. So that's a pretty good pickup. Medevac's getting picked up as they retreat there. The Lurkers inside the main base are getting dealt with, so they disappear into the Nidus. Very smart stuff. That's a lot of Ghosts that are in the main base that are not down here to the south and assisting.
Yeah, this is nuts that Solar's been able to keep this attack continuously going. Like, he hasn't been on the best economy, but he's been able to muster enough units every time. Gets a good blow against Kira, whose economy is really starting to suffer at this point. Like, he'll be able to keep it going a little bit longer with mules, but in a little bit, he's going to start running dry real soon. So he's trying to float a base towards that bottom left location. All the while, Solar has reestablished these bases. He's got his 1 o'clock position here, and then he's got the 6 o'clock position on the way back up. That's a big deal, even though that he's already mined a fair bit from this base. Every mineral counts.
Nidus Worm denied. Always fun when it starts to erupt and then goes down. Kind of a fun animation that way. Bottom left base vulnerable. The Changelings see that, but they know it's not landed either. Good Nidus coming up that way. Huge engagement down the south, though. Solar is going for it again. Once again, doesn't like the narrow chokes, doesn't like the ramps, so he's pulling back.
I think that is the right call. Waiting a little bit. He's going to unburrow these Lurkers in the main, or in the
Loses his
natural
Nidus.
here. Yeah, 3 Lurkers that are pretty injured. Can this be cleaned up easily, though? We shall see.
Yeah, ooh, is that missile turret providing vision? Wow, okay.
It must have been good on that turret there.
Yo.
Base in the bottom left being secured. We'll see if this is going to become a planetary successfully or not, as more tanks and more Liberators are on the way for Cure. That defensive sort of style really has been kicking on in. Solar, though, is happy at this point with the amount of bases he's secured. He's got his 6, he's got the 1 o'clock. so he can afford to take trades that are poor. And here he goes on it again, looking for one that's decent. Ghosts and Marines pulling back. This is a lot of banelings. A tank gonna get some shots off. How well can Kier split? He's pulling the Ghosts back. He's pulling the Marines back. The planetaries and tanks have been doing work while this has been going on. But was that enough of a hold here for Kier not to worry about his position? I mean, 150 supply to 170. Solar's still got a bit of a bank. It's really tough to say who's winning this game, but the gold base for Solar really is showing how effective it is right now.
And I hate to be so reductive, but man, if there's a Zerg player on this map, if they have that gold, it gives them a major advantage. If they don't have it, it's extremely tough for them to win this thing.
Yeah,
on Stargazers in particular.
It seems like it, as Kier was doing really good up until Solar got the space and was giving it freely for a little while. And with Kier being down a base, he's in a really tough spot. He needs to secure this location and defend these Nidus that are going up in his main. He will shut that one down, which is a big deal, but you can bet Solar's going to come in for another attack at this location.
Yeah, that bottom left base is not long for this world. I love the Ghosts split off.
Yeah, the Ghosts and the Liberators are going to do work. Here comes in the Bio. Solar really just taking this head on. The Baneling count 43 going to be dropping as they go for their connections. Can Kier hold on? His trades have been rather amazing here against all these Banelings. The rest of the Zerg
army, a lot of dead Ghosts with that attack,
is going to be pushed away. That really was great for Kier, I think. Even though he lost a lot of the Ghosts, the Zerg army took a big beating.
He's only got one Ghost.
Yeah,
and he can't really easily replace them. He's not even working on that. He's making Marines.
He's got Liberators and tanks, though, and I feel like that should be enough in order to lock this position down. Does Solar have another attack ready soon enough? He's making 20 Banes, but that's not that many. Liberators and tanks are pretty good, man.
I don't know. I'm more worried about Ghosts than I am about tanks and Liberators. As a Zerg player, I think Solar's been handling them pretty well. He's up, what, 190 to 151 supply right now. He's burned through his mineral bank, but that gold base is still running for him, and he's defending it very well, too. So I don't know. Small group comes up to deal with some queens on the high ground there. Spreading creep here would be pretty awesome stuff. And here we go. Crashing through. All the tanks are gone. The Liberators are gone. The reinforcing Marines and Marauders are kind of getting overwhelmed here. It's 82 to 50 army supply.
It looks like it. I think you were right in the end. Yes, the army of Kier just wasn't enough. GG gets called. Solar is not going down without a fight as the series
Bam.
is
Ties
going to
up.
game number 4.
Beautiful. Is that not a... Oh, you're right. Are my numbers wrong? Either way. Yeah, amazing stuff there from Solar. Like, getting that gold base, killing all those Ghosts. Bam, bam. Awesome stuff. So we're on Data C for game number 4.
Okay. Data C. These have been some long TvZs, but they've all been great. They've all delivered here.
Yes, 100%. Did you want to restart your router?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
Okay, so we're going to restart LaughNgamez router. Hope to get some of these disruptions cleaned up. Because I know a lot of you are frustrated by missing out on, let's see, 1 minute and about 21 seconds of the game time. Thanks to Aki for giving us the numbers there. So we'll try to avoid that. But we're giving it a quick reboot. We'll be back in like 3 minutes or something.
Yeah, I just got to pull up the IP for my router here. What was it again? 192.168.1.0.
Dot
0.1.1. That was it.
Okay.
Is that it? Is that 0.1?
It's usually .1.1, but it could be .0.1. You can set it to whatever you want.
I'm gonna have to take a look at this darn thing. Fortunately, it's not far. I will be back in a minute or two. Over the series of tubes and pipes in the top left, it's Kier.
And in the bottom left, but not all the way bottom left, it is Solar.
Bottom-ish left.
Yeah, it's bottom-esque. So I don't know, like, what other late game comps are we supposed to do here against Terran, you know?
I mean, what Solar did there worked.
It certainly did, but I mean, are there options? Or is it just like Hydraling Bane, maybe Lurkers? Is that all you can do anymore?
I mean, it's not a bad idea there. I guess the main thing there is that Cure lost his ghosts, right?
Yes. He did, because he ran them into a corner. I think that was definitely a mistake from Cure, because he had an option to take those ghosts and run them north and get them out of a corner they'd back themselves into. But instead he ran south, and there was nowhere to go, and they all died, and he lost the base anyway. So I think if it changes that one thing, maybe...
It was a tragic tale, to say the least.
It was. Well, and I guess we saw Broodlords win a game for Sue in the first series, so maybe Broodlords are an option. Not a great one, maybe?
I think Broodlords are the thing that you gotta be ahead to. They're really great at cinching the game, but if you're in an even position or behind, they're awful.
Right.
Like, they're a really great closer.
And that's it. Like we said, if there's one base you have to kill, sure, bring the Broodlords in. But if you need to be chasing Terran all around the map, Broodlords are a horrible decision. And Ultras are fast, but Ghosts absolutely own them.
That's why the Vipers and Lurkers are the best. I think the Niduses are really strong because they pulled the Terran's Ghosts back. Because, like, you get some Lurkers unloaded in the Terran's base. It's basically the Ghosts that have got to deal with it. And that's a place in the game where there's a lot of sway for the meta. Terrans can defend those better. Zergs can attack better. There's a lot of... The Nidus isn't too fleshed out yet. Like, you never know what a Zerg's going to pop out of it. You never know how a Terran's going to respond. In theory, something's got to be the best way to handle those, whether for the Terran, say, who knows, maybe the meta will become the Terran leaves 2 Marauders in their base all the time, or the tank, or a single tank. You never know. But in theory, something's going to be the best play, and that's why we see the Niduses sometimes be make or break for the Zerg, because the Terran doesn't always respond to them properly. And I think maybe that's what Solar should aim for this game again.
Yeah, just more Nidus stuff. Just keep dumping them in there. Eventually you'll get one that forces all the Ghosts to leave the battlefield and go home, which is what you want. Yeah,
play that good defensive game like you did before.
Here's Cure doing this thing again. This is not common.
Marines. 6 Marines to rule them all.
You know, gotta say, as a Zerg player, this tilts me. Because it's like, these are unupgraded Marines. They should not be this good, and they're gonna be this good.
I mean, 3 Queens should deal with this one pretty easily, right?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, the Queens outrange them, but they don't hit particularly crazy hard.
That's to try and force out units, right? Unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah. Especially, yeah. Well, I mean, but there's Hellions coming in here, too. There were going to be Lings made anyway.
Whoa, hold the phone.
Okay, 3 drones down. Hellion escapes with its life.
Not for long, I don't believe. The Marines are still poking, though. Ooh, it did not escape. Stim on the way for the Terran player, who's got his 3rd on the way as well, so pumping out those Marines, getting ready to power up.
Yeah, this little Marine shenanigan stuff really slows down your 3rd base. Because, I mean, he just started that thing at 4.5. Traditionally, that gets started sub 3. I mean, not traditionally, but he can. If he wants to.
Looks like we haven't had any lag since we restarted, so...
Ah, you had to say it.
I know.
Why would you say it?
I'm gonna knock on wood, it's okay.
Good. Is your desk wood?
Does it
make wood sounds? Alright, excellent. Solar droning up like a madman. Hellions walking right up and close personal to those Queens. Not something they normally do. Like, Queens were using their melee attack animation on those guys.
Man, a real-life Queen would be real terrifying, eh? Getting in the face of one of those.
Oh, yeah.
When are we going to get a Starcraft movie?
I don't know. The Warcraft movie didn't do super well.
No, it really didn't. But that's because CGI is expensive, yo.
It is. It's expensive. But I don't know. I've had this opinion before, but the movie is split into two. It's like the humans side of thing, and then it's like the orc side of things. The
I know.
human side of thing is boring and poorly acted, and the orc
okay.
side, CGI side of things, is awesome. It's crazy interesting. It's compelling characters.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it, so I didn't know.
Yeah. So I feel like it's half of a really good film, but just like 50% of a good film is not that impressive, you know?
No.
Anyway. Yeah, Starcraft movie wouldn't even be that hard. But considering what they did with Halo on Paramount Plus, I'm not super happy with the idea of an adaptation of
Halo
Starcraft right
does
now.
not have a good track record, so
No.
in that regard.
Adaptations are hard, I get it. But man, there are just a lot of ways to fail terribly. So, I don't know, I'd be afraid of someone doing a Starcraft thing. Creep tumors down.
I don't care. They can make a StarCraft movie even if it has The Rock in it. I'll watch it.
Dude, The Rock's a plus. I love The Rock. He's so charismatic.
Yeah, just put him in a mech suit and see.
Ooh, the Raider says the Warcraft movie didn't do well because it wasn't related to the game in any meaningful way. So, okay, it's related to the lore of Warcraft, but you're right. There's not a lot of, like, here's the gameplay of Warcraft in our movie.
Okay, but did it fail because of that? I'm pretty sure a lot of Warcraft nerds still watched it regardless.
For sure.
They needed to make it more appealing to the wider audience.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do. I don't know. So, like, Arcane's amazing, right? I told you to watch Arcane. Have you
Yes,
watched
you have.
Arcane? We've talked about that.
I have seen the first episode still.
Okay, it's amazing. So you can take a video game that is widely reviled as being like toxic and bad for you, and you can adapt it into a TV show, into a movie that is amazing if you have enough talented writers and animators and directors and producers and everything else. It's almost like the source material doesn't matter. It can be awesome no matter what it is. So yeah, in that case, if you're going to do it right, sure, make a StarCraft film. I'll watch it.
If they made a StarCraft movie, I just wish they'd embrace the whole space redneck thing. Even if it was just 2 hours of space rednecks, like
just like original Brood War stuff,
just
right?
killing
like
bugs
in
and
space.
throwing cheese at monsters, you know?
So drop in the main, push on the right side. Solar seems to be dealing with both of these things with aplomb.
He does. He is bulletproof.
Not easy to do. I've died to getting dropped at the two different places at the same time hundreds of times.
This is true.
It's hard to deal with, but Solar says, "You're a scrub. I'm Solar. Get out of here." He is right to say so.
I did see a thing, though, that the StarCraft player count in games played is actually increasing as time goes on, which is quite impressive.
That is impressive. StarCraft 2's been out for a long time.
It has.
And we're not getting another expansion, so...
No.
I don't know. Microsoft could if they wanted to. They've got the money for it.
I think if anything happens, they're just gonna rent the IP out to Dreamhaven. Just give it back.
That would be fun.
Just give it back to the people who made it. Like, yeah. Make another one.
Yeah, pay us for the license, and pay us as something of the profits, but go for it. This marine positioning is really good against everything except for banelings, so... What? Solar's up 175 to 157. Ghost Academy on the way. Hive coming in. This has pretty much just been a repeat of the last match, I would say. Maybe the one before it, but... Going for Hydra speed, going for +2 melee, going for +1 missile attack here. The Terrans, 2-2 finishing up. This is going to be another 3-3 starts at 10:07 play from Cure. This is some of the fastest 3-3 timings I've seen from a Terran, maybe ever. This is insane.
Oh, it's great.
Like Mar, I remember, I think it was Beyond in Heart of the Swarm. He'd start getting his 3-3 at like 12 minutes, and it was just like your brain explodes all over your keyboard.
Oh,
so to do
this is a lot of Zerg.
This is a lot. Are there any tanks at all?
No, like one?
Yeah, it's not great.
Mass Marines? Question mark?
Yeah, Mass Marines. sniper tanks. They're nestled away. So that's 22 SCVs, and your third base died, and a medevac died. And the Hydras aren't worried about fighting you straight up, and morally, okay. That's your GG. We're done.
Clearly he didn't have enough Marines.
No, he had a lot of Marines.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the tech was for Cure. Like,
I mean, Cure is refusing to tap out.
I mean, hugs
He's
up.
probably gonna save this planetary, which is good.
Even so, though, like he's down a base now.
Yeah, and at this stage of the game, being down a base is...
Oh, okay, he's gonna float the main, so he keeps his economy going as fully as he can.
Man, 30 SCVs killed at one attack is... Bad. Adrenal glands coming in. If there had been adrenal during that attack, that would have been GG.
In goes Cure, not wasting any time, waiting for the Banelings to morph, but then there's still a lot of Zerg. His third base is being shut down.
And yeah, it's I agree. The Starcraft cutscene animations have been insanely good.
They're fantastic. They hold up incredibly well. GG.
Isn't it? It's like $10 million for like a minute of cutscene. It's something crazy like that.
Yeah, that number must be lower by now, but
for sure. But I mean, they keep upping the fidelity and the quality and the everything that makes it expensive, right? So it gets cheaper to do what they did 10 years ago.
Okay,
but it's just as expensive to do what it is today.
We're going to game 5. Which one is that?
According to the discussion we had, it was inside and out.
So I thought.
Quite. Makes sense. The Raider says Kuro was just processing his loss. Makes sense.
Just processing his loss. Proceeds to float buildings.
I don't know. I think we just do the Brood War story. Just be like, yo.
Oh, I think the Brood War story... Brood War into Wings of Liberty, I think would... No, even into Heart of the Swarm would be good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just humans have settled a solar system way far away from Earth. Oh, snap. There's mean aliens all over the place. We're trying to deal with them. The United Earth Directorate comes calling. They send some ships to take everything over. They get their butts kicked. Kerrigan wins. I mean, that'd have to be a series, right? So, like, Empire Strikes Back is like Kerrigan at the end of Brood War where she wins. And then you could do, like, a Return of the Jedi thing, Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, that would be good.
The good guys win, you know.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the Cure versus Solar results here on Aligalac.
Yeah.
They have played... Solar has won 193 out of 201 games.
Oh my gosh.
And he has won 64 out of 66 matches against Cure. It's a lot closer than I thought. This is ridiculous.
Is that the closest? Man. Once they get to 200 games, well, 400 games played, it might be the closest matchup in all of StarCraft 2 with 400 games played.
It's
That's
not.
crazy.
What other pro players have that many games played against each other?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Cyril's
Not
been
many.
around forever by this point.
He doesn't play many games, though.
I guess.
Okay, in the bottom left, it's Cure.
And in the top right, he has fought and scratched his way back here for Game 5. It is Solar. Solar.
Yeah, they ran out of money at the end, clearly, because the end of the game didn't have an awesome cutscene. What game is that about?
Legacy of the Void.
Yeah. The epilogue thing was kind of weird as far as the pacing went. But, I don't know. Yeah, it was something. Make a Starcraft movie, Microsoft. Just do it.
Just do it. It's time. It's been around for 25 years at this point. Like, what else do you want?
Now, here's a question for you, Falcon. Do you think we're going to see AI-generated media that is better than human-produced content in our lifetime?
Yeah, we already have that.
In regards to, like, art and such?
Yep. Art, writing. There was an art competition at the Colorado State Fair just a couple weeks ago, and there was a category in this art competition for digital art.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of those AI art machines totally won it.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, movies and such are a different thing, because it'll involve writing.
Yep. And they're getting better at writing. They're already doing things like sports stories. So like a football game happens, right?
Yeah. And
you feed it the stats and stuff, and then it just spits out a game story. ESPN's been using that for years at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
So that, cut and dry clinical stuff they can do. When it comes to creative writing, not as well. It kind of falls apart. Although it's getting better at that every year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this whole Dolly thing and Crayon has been a major advancement in AI tech.
Oh, it's crazy.
So yeah, robots are coming for all of our jobs is what I'm saying.
Ribbits.
Yep. The robots are on the way.
Cock shotgun shoots printer.
So that Reaper stuff didn't do a lot.
No, it really didn't. I'm not sure what Kira was thinking. We didn't really comment on it. He was thinking...
It wasn't like mass Reaper. It was like 4 Reapers.
It was 3. 3 Reapers. And Solar's like, okay.
Sure, I guess.
You really didn't expect this to go to Game 5, did you, Kira? You're really out of builds, aren't you, Kira?
Well, could be.
Okay, Stim on the way and eBay on the way. Double Medivac, so it's gonna be a 2-1-1 basically. Yeah, this is the 2-1-1 old-fashioned.
Yeah, I'm down.
What does Solar know about this? I mean, he saw a few of the Marines. He's making more lings. The magic number in the past was 32. I'm not sure if that's changed. Yeah, he's going up to about that. So he should be fine. Although there is Hellions involved in this one, and Reapers, because it was an odd build.
Yeah. It's cool. Reapers are fine. KD8 charges alone are pretty useful in situations like this. Spores coming up because, the Cloak Banshee concern is real. Pushing in that right side. Here we go. Reaper's getting right in there, meat shielding, kind of. Transfuses on the queens are very, very good. And Cure backing out, getting combat shield, getting +1 attack, trying to produce some tanks to give him a little more oomph on this push. Solar taking the opportunity to drone up quite nicely. He's got a lair on the way. Yeah, going to be Ling, Bane, Queen here. Maybe just Lings for the time being until Banelings are necessary. But no, a couple of Banelings are in production now. Creep getting pushed out. This left side, Queens are not in position to deal with it because they're trying to knock down some rocks on the other side there.
More racks on the way here for Kira. He's going up to 5 racks on 2 bases. So really going to be laying the pressure onto Solar. He's going for the make or break play, and with his +1 attack, there's gonna be potential to get some damage done. He's got a single tank. He's placing it mighty far back. If he can bait Solar into a fight here, that would be huge.
Yeah. Solar, not that impatient.
I think he needs to shimmy it forward just a little bit and try baiting Solar again.
Yeah, that tank isn't in a particularly advantageous position.
Like Solar,
and that Ling's like, hey, a tank.
He's going to be looking to pounce on this. He's got a big counterattack planned.
Oh, front door's open, but for how long? Well, forever, apparently. I like this one Ling. It's like, can we get in there?
The innocent Ling.
I'm just scouting. Don't mind me.
Just scoutling.
Just leave your door open. What is Solar doing? He's just like sitting there. He's like, do I want... Oh, he's going to flank.
This is why Kier needs to place himself a little further back, and he's taking his time. He's got 2 tanks sieged up, going for a 3rd.
Oh, 3 tanks
He's
in good positions.
He's getting a little far forward, though.
Solar's like, I don't know if I want to counterattack or if I want to flank this thing.
Yeah, the
He's
+1
really undecided.
The +1 will be a big deal for the Terrans. Solar is coming on in. The tanks are there, but there's a good number of Marines to defend them. This is mighty uncomfortable here for the Zerg, but then at the same time, it's a little uncomfortable for Kier, too. Okay, here we go. Kier is going to have to pull back as in comes Solar. All this Zerg pushing in. Beautiful surround on the Lings. Kier's got no choice but to lift up his units and get on out of there. There's the reinforcements coming on in, though, and that's a lot of Zerg that trade on out.
Yeah, 16 more Lings are on the way, but Carapace finished. That's going to help a lot against these Marines.
Oh, the Marines are clumped up. Banelings coming on in. Pretty good connection there on some of the Banes. Kier pulls back the rest of them, but his number is definitely thinned out. Can he push this further, though? I mean, this is basically all or nothing for Kier. Keep in mind, he's on 2 bases behind this. That's why this push is so lethal, but Solar's got a good number of Banes on creep. The Queens are trading out expertly. Kier's got to pull back, and this is looking mighty good for our Zerg.
Yeah, didn't lose too many Queens there. The tanks are gone. The Lings and Banes and Queens have +1 Carapace, which is really big. 30 more Lings are on the way, and Solar's just holding. And now I think this might be a serious counterattack, or at least an attempt to cut off reinforcements down to the south here. Yeah, that's great. And that's just going to easily pick off 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Marines. That tank would die, except for the fact that he's smart enough to pull back.
Raise the door.
It's bait. He's like, come in here. Aha.
Yeah, the pressure definitely is on Kier at this point in the game. Solar has been doing a good job with his Banes, keeping that count high enough. He's got the speed, he's got the creep. Kier really can't push forward easily in this position. And there goes Solar queuing up another counter, another surround potentially. Reinforcements being caught out once again. Kier does not raise the depot. There he goes at the last second. A Liberator comes on in, setting up its circle of death. Kier's pushing in. He's going to try and bait those Lings into tank fire. Solar has not eaten like any tank fire this game, by the way, on his army. Till now, he rolls forward with those units. I mean, looks like he cleans it up anyway, though. This this could potentially be a reverse sweep here from Solar.
I mean, he's really done a great job holding on here. This is the most dangerous time for a Zerg. It's 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, but he's got a good amount of stuff. This is just Marines.
That's the thing. We're past the 10-minute mark, so he's weathered it at this point.
Yeah, Kier's scanning. That's a GG scan right there. Seeing, is there a 5th base? How far behind am